All right, we are live. Welcome to the RG DFS Tournament Takes Podcast, Week 15 edition, the RotoGrinders / Run Pure Sports collaboration show. I am your host, Chris Kirkwood, screen name Kirk D's, here with my two boys. As usual, we've got Run Pure Sports JSU Rab, and we have RotoGrinders' own $1 million, the Millie Maker winner, one of the OGs of the Millie Maker winner. Soon to hit another one, hopefully. Bobby Gomes, DFS. What's up, fellas? How are we looking this week? What's going on?
Excited to be on with my guys. This is the new thing. I look forward to this every week. We're through 14 weeks, getting a week 15. Is this week 15? I think it is, right? Yeah, World Championships this week for a lot of people. Wish everyone down there that we know well. Yeah, excited to talk some NFL.
God, I look forward to this show every week. Look forward to these two guys, these two dads. All right, these wonderful fathers that come in just straight miserable. Kirkwood sending me pictures of literally just shit on clothing, just like straight crap, like straight up massive, like huge disasters.
So my son
just sounds so miserable, like all the time. It's just the best. I mean, it is the best. Then I get to listen to Bobby talk about Tom Brady for 10 minutes. He'll give us a good defense.
I don't even know if Brady on the slate.
Yeah, he is. And I talked about JSU before you got on. I was like, this is the test. We're going to see if Bobby will like Brady this week.
I'm not a Brady hater either. I want to say that too, because it's
you're not. You made the right decision.
He's not a DFS play, man. He hasn't been a DFS play. He hasn't been a DFS winner all year. And people just keep playing him. Like, yes, he's Tom Brady, greatest ever, awesome, cool. He can still win games in the fourth quarter. Love that. 16 ain't getting it done. All right, 16 at my quarterback spot ain't getting it done. It's not feeding the gerbils, nothing. All right, we want, ultimately we want that big 25 massive plus DFS score for our quarterback, and Tom Brady's done that like twice this year. It's just tough to pick when he's going to do it, because most days he's failing because they have a terrible team, offensive line, things aren't in sync. He's hashtag master of the dump off. What do you want?
Chill out, JSU. We'll get there when we get to quarterbacks. All right.
Well, no, I got there. I'm done. I'm not even mentioning them again.
We're gonna clear the air here about the picture I sent you. That was my momentous occasion. It was the first outfit I literally had to throw away because he just blew the whole thing out. It literally.
He did blow that whole thing out.
Yeah. My fiance said, basically, Lauren said, he farted and it came out his neck. It's like,
that's how it goes down. The blood.
Oh, that's a good one, Lauren. That was good.
All right. Week 15. So what the hell, man? It just feels like so long ago last week. I don't even remember. I think I broke even on Yahoo. I won cash, lost the tournaments, and I don't even remember what I did on DK. I think I was fine, but I just remember smashing Showdown. So I was up. I won a lot of money, but I think it was because of Showdown. I don't remember which it was, which game.
You weren't high on the Tennessee stacks, not Tennessee. I'm sorry, the Tennessee game with the Jaguars. You weren't high on the Trevor Lawrence.
The guy he's trying to make work all year, and it was the perfect spot.
It too. I think I said it on this show. I said it on a few of my shows about Trevor Lawrence, about just playing him because he was chopped last week.
I have no recollection of who I even played on DraftKings. I can't even remember.
Who did you play?
I don't know. I don't even know who was on the slate. Who was on the slate?
Was that the Geno slate? That was a Geno slate, right?
None of us know.
No, that was I
Derrick Henry,
Chalk,
Brown.
No Henry. I didn't have Henry.
Bobby, you.
I had Miles Sanders.
Okay, that was a winner. But Bob, you texted or called me. We both were heavy on Geno Smith.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
No, he got there. He salvaged at the end, though, right, Bob? He got us there like at the very end, but
Yeah,
it
he got
wasn't
it there.
still a good feeling.
It's just tough. Like, I feel like we wanted Trevor at the beginning when we were on the show last Friday, and then right when Kenneth Walker got ruled out, I was completely off Trevor and just all in on Gino because I figured he was going to throw it at a pretty high clip, and then that wasn't the case. So I don't know.
I don't
It's
remember.
stunk because I
I
had Chig and Evan Ingram in my tight end pool. I normally list like 4 or 5 tight ends. I do like a full player pool over on Run Pure Sports, and I do like all the positions. And I had Evan and Chig, but Chig was my number one guy. We talked about him on the show. He was great, right? Too. He gave us like it was either 15 or 18 or something like that. He was awesome. But when Evan Ingram drops that 40-something spot, your 2,700 tight end at 18 or whatever doesn't feel as good when Evan Ingram's putting the 40 burger up on your
Kirkwood.
head.
So on the Grinders live show, Kirkwood called
Jones.
Evan Ingram.
Yeah, I called Zay Jones too.
And Zay Jones. But then didn't play Trevor
Yeah,
Lawrence.
didn't play him. Dean was like making fun of it, and I was like, Dean, the last time there's only been one other week I've recommended Zay Jones, and he broke the slate. So now I'm 2 for 2. But I didn't play him, so I'm a loser.
He just dropped another touchdown too, Zay Jones.
I had Goff.
That touchdown he had was sick.
I had Goff. I had Jefferson. Miles Sanders was my good call. I didn't play Chig. I played Hooper. I went for the other side of that.
You were the one that played Hooper. I was trying to rack my brain on who I was fighting with about friggin' Austin.
Hooper did get there though, right? Hooper had 11.
He got 11 points, but I mean, he just didn't get the touchdown. Chig got the touchdown.
Yeah, Chig all day.
Chig ran hot.
And then I had Lockett, but
Steelers
D did favors.
Their offense was terrible, though.
Oh, I also played DeAndre Swift. He did me no favors.
Yeah,
I told
DeAndre Swift. I played some too.
I'm a Swift guy. I can't resist.
Unfortunately, their coach is not a Swift guy.
You need them to be down, I think, for him to just be the guy. Like
I don't even know what you need. You need like him in a good. You need like the coach in a good mood. You know, like who the hell knows what you need. All right, so this week we only got 10 games because we got a Saturday slate, 3 games going on tomorrow. We are recording this Friday night. We are not going to talk about those games. We are going to talk about the main slate like we always do. It's 10 games. There's like a top tier and a low tier, I'd say, for games, right? So the funny thing is, though, it's KC is like the highest total, 49.5 point total. They're minus 14 points at Houston. So is there going to be any pushback in this game? We'll talk about it. It's certainly, obviously, so Mahomes, because of their team total and whatnot, Mahomes is going to be projecting well, and he's one of the best quarterbacks. He is probably the best quarterback in the league. So we'll get to that. But there's also Philly minus 9 at Chicago. The Bears 48.5 point total. I guess the weather's a little cold, a little windy, as we should expect. The game that I'm probably going to be on this week, obviously, you guys already know. I should have played it last week. That's why it'll probably bust this week, but it'll be the Cowboys minus 4 at Jacksonville, 47.5 point total. The Chargers, you got to love the Chargers, the way Justin Herbert's looking against the pass funnel. They're at home against Tennessee. And then that's like kind of the high tier I have. And then lower tier, I have like Detroit, New York Jets. And I don't know if we downgrade that now with Zach Wilson. I'll tell you the one thing I'm happy about is my best ball shares. Because for some reason I have Zach Wilson on every team that I drafted in best ball, so I'll take it. I got a chance, right? And then New England with God, we don't even know who's going to be available from running backs in that game. Pretty important, but they're also without Devontae Parker and possibly Jacoby Myers again. So looking thin as they travel to Las Vegas against the Raiders. And then there's Atlanta, New Orleans, Cincy, Tampa Bay. We can touch on. I mean, we'll get there. That could be an interesting game, I think. So that's how it sticks out to me from like a pricing standpoint and like a build. It's like we got to make decisions on: do we really want Mahomes in this situation? Do we not? Do we want to play the Chiefs running game? Like they're going to score points against Houston. We know that they are a passing offense. We've got some great running back high-end plays like with Derrick Henry in a good spot with Josh Jacobs should be. I think he'll play. He's dinged up, but he's always dinged up. We've got like some high usage guys with like James Conner. We got options. It's not like we don't have some crazy chalk value, although like Alvin Kamara is going to be extremely popular, and it's pretty interesting because he got incredibly bad usage in the last game where it was like mind-blowingly low usage, just like what the hell was going on. They were going to Ingram on third down. Like crazy, right? Just crazy. But Ingram's gone this week, so we'll get there. We'll touch on that. We got some of the high-end wide receiver guys, but not all of them. Like we're missing Justin Jefferson. We do have Devontae Adams. We do have Jamar Chase. We do have CeeDee Lamb. So we do have some cheap guys again. So I think this is a pretty decent slate here. I kind of like the 10-game aspect of it. I don't know. How's it looking to you guys? Bobby.
Yeah. It's one of my, I think it's like a first look for me right now. So I was gonna let JSU go first, and then I'd kind of.
All right. Well, you can call him in here if you want.
JSU,
get in tag me in, Bob. You need
to
tag in. All right. So just looking at this slate on the surface here, I think there's going to be a lot of cheap chalk that we're going to have to discuss too. Wide receiver, it looks like there's going to be some plays that we'll have to discuss that's getting some ownership right now. Pretty cheap guys. Chris Moore, who exploded last week.
God.
And wasn't very pot. He was like 9-10%, I think.
People were more on Dorsett, right?
Yeah, people liked. Well, I think it's kind of split his ownership a little too, because some people like Dorsett, but now he's clearly going to be the guy that gets the ownership. The Patriots wide receivers are going to get ownership. We got to discuss that. At quarterback, it looks like Mahomes is the top guy, but KC could just run down Houston's throat. And I don't love stacking Mahomes up. I've talked about this on other shows, but he's just so hard to figure out unless you're MMEing, which most people I don't think are, especially who listen to the show, probably aren't 150ing. Like if you have 3 lineups or even 10 lineups, even if you stack Mahomes on all of them, how do you need to hit the perfect combo and then on top of it have the nuts everywhere else? How do you know that perfect combo? It is so hard to pin down that team because they just have so many weapons. It's McKinnon, it's Pacheco, it's Sky Moore,
Juju,
MVS finally catches the ball one day. We're still waiting, but you don't know.
Air yards. He had a lot of air yards.
He had a lot of air yards. He caught the pass to finish it at the end of the game, which was interesting. Not anything big deal. He was wide open, but Travis Kelce is the only guy that you can just bank on most weeks. But outside of that, it's so you're just going to run Kelce to Mahomes and hope he has 3 touchdowns. I guess you could do that. But I think the running backs are a little bit more of the way to go. Take some of that pressure or ownership leverage off of Mahomes if you fade Mahomes, and what to do with the rest of the quarterback situation, I think, is going to be interesting because to me, it looks like there's 5 quarterbacks that are going to get the bulk of the ownership, all of which are somewhat spend-ups, I would say. Dak's price is decent on DraftKings at 6,200. The rest look like they're 7K and above. So what to do with that? Because I don't see a ton of quarterbacks that are really cheap that we can have trust in. So that's where this slate comes down to is picking the right stud at QB. I want to stay away from the QBs that are harder to stack. I think Jalen Hurts is, in my opinion, a little easier. They got Devontae Smith. They got AJ Green. Jalen Hurts likes to run. You can single stack it. You don't have to double stack it. It's just, in my opinion, simpler. I think Justin Herbert, I guess, he's a little easier, even though he likes to spread the ball around. Joe Burrow has 2 weapons missing. So is it just Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, or do you take a shot with Trenton Irwin or whoever? So that's the stuff that we all got to kind of talk about and figure out.
AJ Green or
how much
AJ
AJ Green
Brown?
you gonna have? How much AJ Green?
Oh shoot,
AJ
yeah,
Green.
definitely never AJ Green. So AJ Brown, sorry, AJ Green. Jeez, I haven't played AJ Green in 3 years.
Both colors.
Yeah,
They are both colors. That's true.
That's a good point.
I double down on whatever JSU said about the slate. That's my attitude.
Bobby's coming in hot tonight. He must be dealing with blood.
Not what I said about Brady in the beginning, though. Do you, Bob?
Dude, Bobby, I'll tell you. Before the show, I said we're gonna get to see Bobby if he stays with him, or because this is like actually
Should
like
I, Kirkwood? Should I, if he's off of it, should I heel turn hard and just play Brady?
And then screenshot the
just for the show. Put like 2K on a Brady lineup just for Bobby.
Chips the Millie, he goes for 300.
Just the 1,500, just the game changer or something.
Yeah, that's it. Just the game changer. Is that enough, Bob?
Yeah, I guess. Good spot for Cincinnati, it looks like.
You would be so mad if I ship with Tom Brady.
Oh, I'd be bullshit.
You would be so mad.
There's no way I'm playing him.
I kind of want to play him this week, but
don't say that.
I don't think I can play him. Even jokingly, I'm talking. Obviously, I'm joking around, but yeah, I don't know. This slate's tough, though. I will say, because some of these studs at quarterback, I don't really like, and I know I'm going to mess up the whole order. So Kirkwood, you better get me off track.
I was just about to steer it
because I'm about to go into quarterback. So let's.
So basically, what we're going to do, like we always do, is we're going to start at running back, take it over to QB, then go to wide receiver, tight end, and then to the Bobby Gomes DFS defensive segment.
I better figure that out now.
You've got all show to get there.
I have a question before.
Last time, didn't it smash again?
We've been good on defenses. The group.
Who was it last week? I played Pitt and I got.
I can't remember who Bob said. I'm pretty sure they smashed though, didn't they, Bob? Who'd you say?
I don't even remember, dude. I couldn't even tell you.
All right.
That's the point of this. That's the theme of this show. We can't remember anything. All right. So I always look at the blitz most plays. I check out Cardi's plays. He's got Dallas, Jacksonville to have the most plays. I love that game. He's got Arizona, Denver, Detroit, New York Jets behind that. Then Cincy, Tampa Bay to close it out. His top four over at ETR, Thorman, Snaps, and Pace. They've got Dallas, Jacksonville, number one, up in pace. Then they got Detroit, New York Jets, and Tennessee Chargers. So the correlation between both of them that they both like is Dallas, Jacksonville, Detroit, New York Jets. Things may change a little bit now with news that Mike White isn't going to be playing. It's going to be Zach Wilson. I don't know. I mean, man, that's a downgrade. I mean, it has to be. But like a part of
winner, Detroit -1.
And I always say you can't play these country club kids. You can't pick these country club kids like Mac Jones, Zach Wilson to lead your team. You need like ones that have come through adversity. But like, it's kind of a different situation. He's been benched, right? And now he's like playing for his, like you've got to have some fire there coming back in, but I don't think they're going to let him do anything. And I also think like he looks like the pouting type who's going to be like, like not go out there.
Quit on him too. I don't think they want to play for him. I don't think they want to I just don't think they like the kid.
Yeah. Cause he was blaming everybody but himself.
I'm playing the Detroit defense. I know that.
Yeah, that's a nice defense for cheap, but we'll have to get Bobby's
crap! I messed up. It takes at the end. My bad, Bob. Well, I just gave you a winner.
It's all right. I just found the defense and going first.
All right. Yeah. Running back, leading off. So the chalkiest plays I think are going to be. I think Derrick Henry is going to be chalky. I think he's a good play. He's at the Chargers. The Chargers can't stop the run. 25th DVOA versus the run. 4th most fantasy points per game to running backs. 3rd most total rushing yards allowed. 3rd most rushing TDs allowed. He was on his way to breaking the slate and then just did nothing last week, Henry. I do like the prospects of this game to like shoot out because this LA Chargers they're going to be putting up points. They look legit. All their weapons are back now. They are healthy, good to go. Like Herbert's healthy too. Like, we know he was playing through injury for weeks and he was without his weapons. And yet he's like, it's ridiculous the pass attempts he's had. But anyway, so I expect them to put a lot of points and I expect Derrick Henry to go off and keep them in this game. The Chargers allowed 5 point yards per carry, which is the most in the NFL. And when in games, and there was that interesting debate that Big T was asking about on Twitter with Scott Barrett put out, or just basically summing up was just that the big dog Derrick Henry averages like almost 10 fantasy points more in games that they win throughout like his career or this season, one of those. But anyway, and if this game, if anything, this game should stay tight. It's a tight spread, and so there could be pushback. And Henry's the guy. The interesting play who's going to be chalk Alvin Kamara. We haven't really seen much from him. First of all, the matchup is good. They're playing Atlanta, 28th DVOA versus the run. Falcons 7th most rushing yards allowed, 10th in rushing TDs allowed. Kamara's been averaging about 17.5 touches, which looks fine, but he's getting no red zone work. Like almost very limited. He hasn't found the end zone. And he's been averaging about total of 90 yards per game. We wanted a lot more. The really interesting thing is in their last game, he had only had 59% of the snaps. Ingram had 42%. But the thing that struck out to me is Ingram was in there on like third down passing plays. So I don't get it. So the only question I have is there like a injury he's hiding? Like they're not talking about? I don't know. But like we're going to find out this weekend because Ingram's out. And they don't really have much else. So you would think this would be the spot, but he's only had 3 touchdowns all season. And over his last
all in that one game.
Yeah, over his last 5 games.
To play him.
I mean, this is ridiculous. You look at his last 5 games, he's got 1 game with 12.9 fantasy points. Everything else is under 10 and goes low as 5.7, which was against the Bucs in that last game. I mean, he's been horrendous, and the usage has been horrendous. He did have that one smashing game, and I remember I faded him, and I was so angry in that game. But and then we have some other plays like Josh Jacobs at 8,100. There's a lot of good things to say about him. It's a bad matchup with New England, kind of 10th DVOA versus the run. He's playing through a hand injury of some sort. I think it's like a pinky or something, but and he has a Q-tab. But we got to expect him to play. It's just about touches with him. He's averaging 24 touches a game, 135 yards per game. He's just been incredible this season. He's 7th in red zone touches, 4th in breakaway rushes. He evades tackles with the best of them. I think he actually has the most in the league, but it's a tough matchup. And then from there, there's guys like James Conner, whose workload has been incredible. And the craziest thing is that I actually cashed that showdown slate in like the high dollar stuff with Ramondre Captain, Kyler, and Dortch. And the only reason I cashed was because I had James Conner. And he was like somehow low owned, and that was all you needed. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, how the hell did this
It was funny. No one wanted to play him on that slate. I know Pats are good at stopping the run, but they've always struggled versus like pass catching running backs, and he's utilizing those. And
they have a even worse core. I mean, and like, I was going to say the quarterback angle, but Kyler was good for the first play. I remember turning it on for the first play and being like, oh, all right, it's time to find something else to do. Like it was just, yeah. But in like Connor's like getting like 90% of this. It's like ridiculous. They took him out because he got like hurt, and I thought he was going down 2. And he came out for like 3 plays, but it was because he was like he got kind of banged up on a play and had to heal up for a second. But anyways, there's like Austin Eckler, there's Bam Knight, there's Latavius Murray. Those are going to be some of the cheap options. They both kind of stink, but it'll be interesting to get your takes. But that's how running backs looking to me. I'll let you start it off, JSU, and tell me what you're thinking.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at these running backs down the board with the ownership and stuff like that. Josh Jacobs, I kind of worry about the pinky a little bit. Like, if you watch that injury, he came back in, but then he right away, like, he tried to stiff arm someone in the face and then just started shaking his hand out right after that play. Like, clearly bothered him. He's also playing through a few other injuries. Now, I did see a quote from the coach pretty much saying, like, he should be good to go with his normal workload and stuff, so I wouldn't worry too much about his workload. Like, if he's in, he's going to handle the normal workload he gets. But I think out of the 2 chalk plays, like, I have Derrick Henry as the best play. I think he is the best play. Chargers not good against the run. I could see points in this game. I could see back and forth. So I do like Derrick Henry. Kamara's the one that I'm going back and forth on because it's too cheap of a price tag. It's a good spot. Mark Ingram's out. So with Mark Ingram out, does he get more work or do they just give Mark Ingram's workload to someone else? I don't know. I would assume he gets a little more work, but man, it'll look bad if they just give what Ingram got to like one other. That means he has to have an injury or something, right, guys? Like
that's what I wrote down. I was like, okay, what is this, an injury at this point? Like, what is it?
They're just holding him back for no reason. Like, I don't know. They just signed, Benjamin, I think, or claimed him off waivers. They had Washington. Obviously, he's questionable. This is he has to be a good play. I think he's the other chalk play I'll eat. And then after that, for chalk, after those three guys, I'm seeing like Travis Etienne, Austin Eckler, James Conner, Lat Murray. Like all those guys to me, I think James Conner is actually a decent play just from a workload perspective. But like Lat Murray's going to be like 15, 20%. Are we crazy right now?
I think he'll come down. He always does because
no
one wants to play him.
Yeah.
But like he's projecting, he's hitting the algorithms because he's projecting well. And so like that's what they're all basing off of. But he'll come down.
And that's what people play is most people are playing the projection. So like it'll come down a little, but he'll still.
But then they'll see their Latavius Murray ownership and they'll just bump it down. They'll be like, let me lower that.
He's still going to get ownership though on the slate. I'm just not playing him. Austin Eckler, I don't think I'm going to spend 8.5 on it. I think I might be on the pass catchers like Mike Will when we get to receiver. So probably not.
I got a guy who I'm playing.
At running back, I got one too as I get down, but Travis Etienne I'm not playing, and then David Montgomery I'm not playing either. The two guys down here are the KC. I talked about the KC running backs getting leverage off Pat Mahomes if I don't play him, and I like Pacheco I think a little bit more this week. I think it sets up for a guy like him. He's still getting a decent amount of work from like a rush share percentage, but McKinnon's obviously had
McKinnon looked like the old McKinnon, like the old Washington McKinnon, like the old.
It helps that he's in a really good offense, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like Minnesota. Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it sets up for Pacheco, and then I'll let you give your running back, and then I'll give my one off the board after Bobby goes through running back because I got one like really cheap guy.
I just want to say this one, so I'm running it back with Miles Sanders again. Doesn't look that hard.
I'm fine with that.
Because he's still not going to get the ownership because there's too many people who they're going to talk themselves out of it because of Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, exactly. If they play Hurts, they're not playing Sanders.
I like the Sanders call. I think that's. I think going back to him is fine.
You got to double down. You know what I mean?
The other guy I'm not playing is Donovan Knight.
Little Jets timeshare.
It looks like ETR loves Donovan Knight at this point. He's there. He's hitting.
I like the Detroit Lions defense.
Who does Bobby Gomes love? That's the question.
I think I'm going to be playing some Lat this week at 5-1. No, I'm definitely going to play Lat. I'm not going to X him. My favorite running back.
You ain't playing Lat Murray. I'm calling you out right now.
I will. He's playing Arizona. I don't have any. I'll play him. It looks
okay.
Looking pretty good.
And they don't have Russ Wilson anymore. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Maybe
I don't know. I don't know if it's good or bad. I really truly don't know.
A lot. Derrick Henry, I think he's great play. It's Derrick Henry. Ramondre 7K, I can play him. Kamara is gonna be honestly, they just do so much stuff at the goal line, but this might be the week for Kamara to get off the 3-touchdown schneid that he's been on all year. So maybe I could play some Kamara. I like the Sanders call. I think he makes a ton of sense. I don't think I'm going to play these Chiefs running backs. I'm just going to get as much Kelsey as possible. They do so much stuff at the goal line. Like you never know who's getting the ball at the goal line there. I don't mind the Eckler situation going back at Tennessee. I think I'd prefer the Chargers wide receivers, but I could see if Eckler's 8.5 actually. I don't know. I'd rather just have more Henry. Yeah, that's pretty much running back from what I've seen so far. Who's Travis Etienne play? What's he doing?
Playing Dallas.
He's playing Dallas. Yeah, I don't know. Dallas is tough. For me, my favorite running back is probably Henry, and then I don't know. From there, it's Henry's the main guy. Like I said, guys, first look of the slate. So you guys are going to be teaching.
First look is usually the best look. I'm just going to say that because we usually then change our mind 10 times, and it's always the guy that we left behind that smashes. Tony Pollard, he's the man on Dallas. Like 7,100, he's going to he feels overpriced. He is overpriced because of the timeshare with Zeke, but like it's a great game environment, so I could get behind him. He's just so electric.
I got a guy you guys are never gonna guess.
Stay Swifty.
No, he's even cheaper. You'll never guess him. I can give you
Rexy.
No.
Dare Ogunbowale.
God,
Bobby is good.
Ogunbowale.
Good. First look. You get
it
first
is Dare Ogunbowale, but
I'll play him. He's good, dude. I'd play him over Ladd 100%.
Yeah, no, so he's my
good,
sneaky. Dude. He's my sneaky play down there.
I like him a lot.
Oh, what is he? 4,700, I think. Yeah, 4,700 against the Chiefs. He's a pass catching running back. I would assume Rex Burkhead draws the start. But I think this game sets up for Dare to be out on the field a ton. They're going to be playing from behind. He is a pass-catching running back. And if they get blown out, he's going to get even more.
Rexy is too, though.
Rexy is too.
But this kid is, I think he's just better.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I think Dare is better.
Yeah, and no one's going to play him. That's the best part. You're getting this dude. He is cheap. He's going to be like 2% owned, maybe 1.
Did he win you over in the Dallas game last week with his 2 fantasy points?
Nope.
Which game?
I know he used to play for Jacksonville.
Over in any game. I literally have seen this kid play multiple times. I know what his skill set is.
He's a pass catcher.
He can catch the ball out of the backfield.
He's kind of like a big back too. Could he run? What's his? Can he run?
But like he's got good hands. Yeah, I like him. I mean,
big hands.
Good hands, like
big ones though. Are they big?
Football.
Are they big?
I don't know. I don't look up the measurements. Don't give me like the BMI and all that other stuff. Like whatever they look at. I don't know. I don't know any of that.
He's 5'11", 205. Is he like not able to run between the tackles? Like why can't he be?
I feel like he's a bigger dude though when you look at him.
That's what I'm saying. He's
short.
He's
big. Short.
I know his hair. I know what he looks like in his helmet. I know.
He's short. He's not short.
He looks short to me. I don't know.
He's
not
Jesus Christ. Short shaming again. When is this ever going to end?
I can't help myself. All right. It's usually me getting made fun of for being short.
I can't believe you like Kevin Hart. I think was that on a show.
God, I love Kevin Hart.
Oh my God, I hate him more.
I hate him.
He's
so.
Short
people need to stick together. What do you mean? I can't hate against.
There's nothing funny about Kevin Hart.
So you know who's short? Who I love. So this takes up Cat Williams.
Short dude. I love him.
Cat Williams is a hilarious comedian.
Cat Williams, so good.
Hilarious.
So good.
Kevin Hart, not so much. He's like the Dane Cook of like nowadays.
I don't care if you think he's funny. We stick together.
All right, it's okay. I can at least
Williams,
appreciate the loyalty. I can respect the loyalty.
That was a good pull, Kirkwood, for short comedians. That's a good pull.
What, Cat Williams?
Yeah, I love Cat Williams.
Hilarious. I've seen him a couple of times. All right. I think we've hit enough, unless we got some more out there plays you want to give.
No, I think that I'll leave it at that.
What do you think of Eckler? So Eckler's 8,500. He still did good against Miami with everyone back, but it's like 8,500. With now they have all their weapons. It feels like really risky at that price.
Just play Henry.
He could smash, but I just think Henry's a better play. Like
Yeah,
Bobby
let's
said.
get it with Mike Williams or Keenan Allen. Yeah, that's how we roll, boys. All right, let's over to quarterback now. As we alluded to, Pat Mahomes is probably going to be the chalkiest of the slate. I always say it's chalk, but who the hell cares about QB? There's none of these guys are going to be too chalky. So Pat Mahomes is going to be up there. The five that JSU was talking about, like getting down to starting at the top with Mahomes, ending with Dak Prescott. So it's Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott. That's kind of the pool this week. If you're playing these single entries or whatnot, like pick your favorite out of that bunch. But there are some other plays out there, especially for MME, that I'm sure Bobby will like. Justin Fields is just going to be completely low owned. He's missing one of his weapons went down, but with Claypool is going to be out. But I tell you, like I said at I thought he was going to break the slate. Like when I was like, he's going to be low owned, no one's going to play Fields, and he's going to break and he broke a huge run, but then he just didn't do much else. So he didn't end up breaking the slate. But I tell you, if he's going to be low owned, he's in play. But Philly's a tough defense. I'm kind of on board with Tom Brady this week. But really, the focus is on this top five right here. I'm right with you, JSU, on that. Right? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, that's what it kind of looks like to me. Starting with Dak, Dak just hasn't looked good to me. Like
awful.
Most of the year, he just hasn't looked.
He
good
sucks, by the way.
Yeah,
he sucks. Dak sucks,
and now he's gonna get ownership on top of it. I don't like Dak.
I do though.
Pat Mahomes, I already talked about it. I'm just gonna play the running game. Maybe I'll play a receiver, but I'm not gonna tie it to Pat Mahomes. He's 8-1. I think if I'm spending up, I like Hurts and Herbert the most, and Joe Burrow would be third if you had to paint me into a corner of these five. I would play those three in that order. The only reason why I rank Joe Burrow third out of those three is mainly because, one, I don't know about his pass catchers. If these guys play, I might actually rank them higher. Like if one or two of these guys do end up playing, then I might rank Burrow higher in that order. My other problem, though, is I don't know how much I can trust Brady. Even if I don't play him, I still got to, trust that he can move the ball enough to, make this game somewhat interesting, keep, Joe Burrow attacking on the offensive. I just don't know if I trust that. So that's what holds me back. I think Tennessee can put up points. I think the Chargers-Tennessee game, there could be points there where Herbert has to keep throwing. That's my same worry with Jalen Hurts and the Bears. I think the Bears, their defense is crushed right now. They're losing guys left and right. They just lost Chase Claypool on offense. They were already down Mooney, who's out. I'm pretty sure on IR, he's out. So, they're losing guys, and now they get Hurts, and you can make the argument that Philly has just looked so dominant the last few weeks, and now they're playing Chicago. I know it's in Chicago. Maybe not the weather is not great conditions, but Hurts just seems so solid to me. I feel like he's the safest.
I'm smashing.
I don't know about you guys, but
I'm smashing a Wong teaser. Big T loves those. He doesn't care if he's Wong or if he's right. He loves
those Wong teasers.
Loves the Wongs. I'm taking. I'm driving tonight to New Hampshire. I'm taking. And it might be this. It feels like fishy, but I'm doing it anyway. It's Philly, Buffalo Bills. Little tease there.
Philly and Buffalo.
Yep. One game. Right. Hopefully, you win Buffalo, and then you get the sweat into on Sunday. Get a nice line,
All right, I can see it. So, coming back to the quarterbacks, after all those guys, you got Jared Goff, who I don't like playing in New York. It's gonna be cold. Don't like that.
Small hands.
Small hands. Not playing Zach Wilson, obviously on the other side. Derek Carr, no thank you. Tom Brady, no thank you. Ryan Tannehill, probably not. all these guys. So then you get to Trevor Lawrence. I think you could play. I do think it's very risky against Dallas, and you're playing him coming off of the monster game, which I don't love doing. But I think he's a better play than I like him more than Dak. I'll say that. And then the other guys, the kid Ritter for Atlanta at 5,200, who's going to start, it looks like, because Mariota's done. He's cheap. He can run. I could see there being points in New Orleans in the Dome. And as gross as this is to say, if you're fading Kamara, I don't hate trying to pull Andy Dalton in million maker tournaments because he's 5,200, and you kind of want that double leverage of if you're fading Kamara, you want passing touchdowns. And I do like Chris Olave. I think he's a good wide receiver play too on this slate. So you could just pair him with Olave against
Olave.
Atlanta.
So, okay, let me just counter that with noodle arm Tom Brady, who's got more weapons. He's got healthy Godwin, healthy Evans.
I can make the case it's harder to stack noodle Tom Brady because he has Lenny and Rashad, who both catch passes. He's got Godwin, Evans, Julio. Who else is there?
Fair, you're right. Fair enough.
So I could make the counter argument that it's just so much. You play Olave. You play this Shaheed kid. This Shaheed kid's been good. He's 3,200. He was really good too. We forget because this was the game where they collapsed against Tampa. That was the last time we saw him, which was, I think it was a Monday Night Football game. And Shaheed played way more than people thought. I loved him in Showdown. He was like a core play of mine. He just missed the optimal because those two running backs for Tampa got there with a billion dump-offs at the end. But he looked really solid, and he's $3,200. I don't think people even remember that game, too. So he's another guy, even if I don't play Dalton, I could easily play him at 3,200 on some teams.
Yeah. All right, let me give my breakdown. I never even did breakdown. So Mahomes, easy, right? He's the best quarterback in the league. He's first in passing TDs, first in passing yard, first in red zone passing attempts. That's why I like Mahomes, is because it doesn't matter who they play, how much they're favored by. They're just or if it's tight game or not, they're going to pass for most of the game. That's just who they are. They get down the red zone, they're going to pass. It's their identity. So I can get behind that, but and then you want to make do they really want to? Do they need Kelsey that much in this game? Are they going to really use him? I don't know. But Jalen Hurts, I like. Chicago's 31st DVOA versus the pass. The thing about this one, though, the Bears have allowed the second most QB rushing touchdowns. Hurts is obviously first in rushing touchdowns, third in rushing yards per game, first in red zone carries per game. So the upside is there. I'm playing this one though with Miles Sanders probably more so than I'm going to play Jalen Hurts. But it's you always got to have Hurts. Devontae's the man. So is AJ Brown. Right? They're both ridiculous. Herbert looks like the best play to me just because of all the weapons. The thing I wanted to point out about him is that he's second in passing yards, only behind Mahomes. He's been doing that without his weapons and with an injury for most of the season. Second in passing attempts on the season. So this guy is chucking the ball. He's healthy now. All his weapons are healthy, and he's facing the Titans, who are obviously a pass funnel. They definitely stop the run, but are ranked 31st in passing yards per game. They're second. They've allowed the second most passing TDs allowed. And so basically Herbert looks ready to go. So he's probably, the more I think about it, he's the play, even if he is going to get some ownership. I feel like he's going to be steamed the hardest, don't you? It's just natural. People don't want to play Mahomes in the spot because of the blowout, right?
It's Mahomes.
I feel like
I think he's going to get the ownership, but could be wrong.
I would potentially play Mahomes. Mahomes, Kelsey, that's it.
You want to know who's crazy?
If I was playing Mahomes, that's how I'd play him too. Just to throw it out there.
Mahomes.
I don't think it's easy though, Bobby, because it's going to tilt you like crazy when MVS catches a touchdown or like Juju, or it'll tilt you.
But I think these running backs are going to get steamed up a little bit. It looks like from whatever, or just what I'm looking at. And Kelsey's like the guy at the goal line who they'll give like an inside pitch to, and he's in the end zone, and then Pacheco's non-existent. You know what I mean? Like Kelsey is their goal line offense. Like their points are coming through Travis Kelsey at the goal line and just within the game. So I don't know. Mahomes, Kelsey, pretty easy. You guys want me to keep going on QB?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, why not?
10 minutes of slate overview. All right, Joe Burrow. I like Joe Burrow in this spot versus Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay pass funnel. We think there's going to be points in this game. I am pot committed on Tom Brady. I will be playing him this week versus Cincinnati.
Oh, I want to. Let me back something up.
Yes, I love it.
I will.
Bob, stick to your guns.
Brady leads the league in passing attempts. Isn't that nuts?
Good. So this could be the week. We get the 3.
And you want to know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he hasn't hit 20 in 20 fantasy points in 7 of his last 8 games. Isn't that crazy?
It is kind of crazy.
The phrase "there's always next week," Bob. Well, we just kept it rolling for the last 10 weeks.
He's due, JSU. He's due.
Angry, and he's got to be really angry this week after being embarrassed on a.
I know he's got to be He's gonna be pretty upset. That was a rough game in San Francisco.
Rough. We poured some liquor out for him. We said it was over.
You sent the message. R.I.P. Brady. And now we're back. We revived.
It is the prime. It is the prime thing though, because Tom Brady probably does come back and mad and upset. He probably plays all fiery, but
someone's playing Brady this week in the live final. I can tell you that much. It won't be Big T.
Oh God. There is no way Big T's even.
There's no.
It's going to be Tambo's going to be the smart one.
Tambo will be the smart one. Yeah.
Oh God, I hope not. Tambo, you better not. Good luck to my guys, Tambo, Big T, Locks. Don't play Tom Brady. I know Locks won't. He's sharp as hell. He won't. But Tambo, don't play Tom Brady, please. For me.
Anyone going to play Zach Wilson?
Never.
No.
You know what I was wondering? How did he get 355 passing yards against New England?
Who is Desmond Ritter? Like, who is this guy?
I got his rainmaker. I got his rainmakers all ready to go.
Oh, baby, you got rainmakers? Oh, we're shipping this week, Kirkwood.
I've been waiting for Ritter.
Is he going to be like the cash game guy? No.
I don't think he's going to get ownership at all.
Why do you have a Ritter rainmaker? Did you
because I pulled him in a pack and I didn't want him. Because I kept pulling them. I got an elite one, too. I got an elite one.
Yeah, there's no Desmond Ritter. Oof. He's an elite. If it's elite, it could work.
He said, oof. He goes, oof.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I pulled that pack, when I ripped the pack and got rid of it. Oof.
I don't hate the Andy Dalton call versus Atlanta. Just who do you run it back with?
I just told you to run it back with.
How do you not play Tom Brady over Andy Dalton?
Oh,
I'm definitely playing Tom Brady over Andy Dalton, yeah. I'll play a ton of Olave, though.
Especially when they have Taysom there, who's going to vulture as well.
Olave is my favorite play on this slate, I've decided. Is he going to be super chalky?
I don't know, Kirkwood. Is he going to be popular? Olave?
He's like going to get like 10 to 15% somewhere.
That's not bad.
3x that, 2x.
Bobby, just make sure you play some of the what's his name? Rashid.
Rashid, yeah.
Play a bunch of him. He's 30.
Keith Kirkwood's back on the squad.
No, don't play.
Didn't you win something with the Kirkwood playing him or something?
Yeah, he did.
Years ago.
I don't think I ever won anything. I think he got like a touchdown, and we all celebrated. Like people on Twitter were. Like,
I remember you had the tweet where it was like, Kirkwood, who's next?
It was a showdown slate, I think. Didn't you play him in the Thunderdome that week?
I have no idea. Probably not, but and I don't know. So I hate that Marquez Callaway is like behind Rashid Shaheed now, just because my nephew played high school football with Callaway.
Sorry,
all right.
Shaheed's taking over.
Yeah, I know. He looks good too. He came out of nowhere.
Jalen Hurts is in a smash spot. Holy shit.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts. It's got to be Hurts, Herbert,
really
Burrow. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I don't think there's really much need to mess around. It's that 5, and then if you want to look outside, it's like you can take some cheapy, you can I'll play some Brady. I'll take one for the team. I'll play him.
Oh, Bob's playing him too, so
I'm playing him
Bob
too.
committed.
I'm gonna play him.
I can't believe I
My
missed
NFL
Trevor
bankroll
Lawrence
has
30.
been
I can't believe I missed that
last
36
15
burger.
weeks, which is abysmal. Yeah, I have to play Brady tomorrow
Sunday.
or Sunday. Yeah, Sunday.
Um,
JSU, when you have a kid, dude, you're gonna be up late night, 3 a.m.
Dude, I'm
and
up late
you're
night.
gonna make a
What do you
mistake and
mean?
say that Saturday is Sunday, and I'm gonna.
No, you want to know what the difference is?
I'm
JSU's going to be
literally up late night all
JSU's
the
going to
time.
have him strapped to his stomach in one of those things. He's going to be running freaking
Yes.
outside with his
we're
kid
gonna be
strapped to
running
him
You
at
would
5
do
in the
that
morning.
too. That's insane.
I'm gonna take
God.
my when my brother's kid's born, when he's old enough, we'll be going for. I got my backpack pack already. We're ready to go. I already told him.
I could see you. I could see me and my kids. It's me teaching. Like I see you walk by with a knapsack. Not your kid,
You
obviously.
guys don't.
but
You
the
guys
knapsack.
aren't around my neighborhood, but if when it's nice out, I put my vest on. I run in the vest, or I have the weighted backpack.
I definitely.
I
throw
trained for
something.
this.
I would
I
definitely
trained
throw
for
something
this.
at you. I'd throw
Huh?
I hit you with like a crab apple or something.
You wouldn't
Who's
throw
this
anything at
doggy
me.
with the weighted?
You know what I
vest?
do? What I do when you're doing that? I order delivery chicken parm. That's what
Oh. Ooh.
all right.
Weighted
Buffalo
vest.
chicken sub will do it.
Let's
I had mine earlier. It was good.
we're good at QB, right? Unless you guys have like one off the
No,
wall
we're good.
that you want to stand by. All right, wide receivers. I think Jamar Chase looks like a pretty easy play in the top end at 8,300 against Tampa, like the pass funnel that Bobby said. But just because it's like, he's ridiculously talented, and he's like their main option. So we'll have to see what that was crazy what they did with T. Higgins. I'm glad I didn't play him.
I mean, he got hurt like nothing. He got hurt during warm ups. What actually happened?
They didn't say, as from what I know.
And then he got on the field somehow for a snap, and then he's done.
Yeah. Crazy.
Do we have starters for this NBA game for the Lakers?
Yes.
Oh.
The starters are Schroeder, Beverly, Walker, James Davis.
Oh, who's Walker? Who's
Lonnie Walker?
Oh, Lonnie Walker.
Why? Who are you worried about?
I got Beverly in one on a team. I gotta get him out.
Well, he's starting.
I know.
But yeah, you should get him out. Play Reeves.
Play Reeves.
Yeah.
All right.
Play Lonnie.
Lonnie's been getting it cut short because of Reeves. Reeves been good. I never play him either, but he's been good.
I've never played Austin Reeves.
You can't play white guys in the NBA.
Well,
I don't want to be racist, but you can't play white guys in the NBA.
I'm telling you, he's been good. I'm just telling you, he's been good.
Big T say? Don't play the whiteys. He's right.
I mean, you know what? Big T's played him a couple times.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, wide receiver. Keenan Allen coming in strong. Garrett Wilson coming in strong. Jamar Chase coming in strong. CeeDee Lamb coming in strong. Then we got the cheapies coming in strong. Or Chris Moore, who absolutely went nuclear. And it's always some Texans receiver who screws me. Who was it the week before?
I think that's the case for everyone.
That's what we get when we play Texans receivers. So.
Or when you fade them, it doesn't. It's like it's in like nothing was grosser than that. Nico Collins being like 45%
owned
or whatever,
disgusting.
and getting that garbage
touchdown.
time TV at the very end.
He was the worst tournament play I think we've seen.
The worst. And I almost tweeted like laughing about it, being like, "We are laughing with his 2-point fantasy point thing." Thank God I didn't, because the score came right after.
Chris Moore does look good though. I won't lie. Like he's looked good a couple times this year. He's had some decent games.
The interesting thing, if Aguilar is going to be chalk, which I think he's going to get steam because of just there's no other options there. But like Let's go to my man Tyquan Thornton. He was out there like way more than expected, and he was running all the slot stuff. You remember everyone was saying that Aguilar was going to be the slot guy. I played Thornton in that show. That was the showdown that he was on my team that cashed. Then for some reason 6 fantasy points was good that night. That was just such a crazy game. But like, if people are going to play Aguilar, give me Thornton.
Yeah. Do we think Myers sits though? Is that
That's what people are thinking. But like Devontae Parker's out regardless.
Yeah, no, I think Tyquan Thornton, that matters for sure.
Definitely, for
him.
sure.
But I agree with you though. I think Aguilar is the best, but the leverage play is definitely Tyquan because Bourne will still get some ownership. Tyquan's the one who won't get any. So I agree with you. I do think he's the good tournament pivot. Between Aguilar and Bourne, I would definitely go Aguilar. They're gonna get ownership, both of them. So it just kind of depends on what you want. But I don't know about you guys. How do you rank like the Patriots guys against Chris Moore? Like, would you rather have Aguilar or Chris Moore?
It's I can't believe we're at week 15 and this is what we're talking about.
I know it's wild.
It's because it's like I want to say, well, Mac doesn't, the Patriots are a run first offense, but then you look at what the heck Houston's doing, with two crappy quarterbacks.
I mean, it's a question though, right? Like some people are going to be deciding between these guys, like playing one of them.
All I know is I'm not going to play the right one, and Derek Carty's going to victory lap whoever it is, and I'm going to be just steaming on Sunday. That's my typical
Bob, do you
routine.
have a lean one of these Patriots like Aguilar or Chris Moore? You had to pick one.
Is Kendrick Bourne in?
Yeah, he's in.
Well, yeah, that's why Bobby's the Bourne guy. He loves the Bourne.
Play some Kendrick Bourne. I seen Taylor at the mall, Copley Mall. Really bad taste in clothes.
Who is it?
The
Tyquan
Taylor.
Yeah. Tyquan
Thornton.
Yeah. Bad taste in clothes.
Bad taste in clothing. Ooh. So I don't know if I can play that, but he is very talented. So
I played Kyle Kuzma, who shipped for me in a few NBA slates. So
I think nobody tops that.
I could play Tyquan. Thank you. So I could play some Tyquan.
Okay, so I prefer Tyquan to Aguilar, but I like Bourne better than both of them. Is that a fair?
Wow, that's hot.
And you like Bourne better than Chris Moore?
Bourne better than Chris Moore.
Or any of those guys. Like, how would you rank?
I think I might like Bourne better than Chris Moore at this current moment.
Ooh, all right. It's a little hot take for you.
Just do a projection update, guys.
I was just asking the question.
All right. So let me ask you guys this: Keenan or Mike Williams?
I'm going Big Mike.
Yeah. So he actually has a better matchup, but like Keenan, you just gotta love. Keenan's gotten the red zone target. He's in his games back now, he's gotten 8 red zone targets plus 2 TDs over the last 2. Williams
my
better
issue
matchup.
with Keenan is I don't feel like he's getting. And it might just be the injury and stuff like that, but I don't feel like he's getting the separation he was getting, in years past. I don't know if it's the hamstring injury. Like, look at all the targets, too. You're going to be like, well, he's still getting the ball, which is very true. But the man had 12 catches on 14 targets last game. He had 92 yards. He's just not getting as much. He's getting tackled right after he's running right out of bounds. On zone and stuff like that. He's getting like the 6-yard outs and going out. But like he's not getting the big plays. I feel like it's not because he's getting as much separation. I know in that Raiders game where I thought he was going to crush, he could not get separation for the life of him. Thank God he made one of the most ridiculous catches, and Herbert made one of the most ridiculous throws in the red zone. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was on like the right side.
Yeah, it was on the right. It was late in the game.
Hand. He threw it right to his left hand, and he caught it with one hand. It was insane.
Big Mike is good too. Then there's Jamar Chase, which we've all talked about. It's target share, 35% target share since week 13 in those 2 games. 39% air yards, 50% end zone target share. it's Jamar Chase's team. Like, let's be honest. So he makes the easy plays. CeeDee Lamb is who I love. That's why I kind of want to play Dak, and I do love that game, as I've been saying. Jacksonville, first of all, 30th DVOA versus the pass. It's a top 10 matchup advantage per Pro Football Focus. I always look at them. And Jamar Chase actually has the third best matchup on the whole slate. Just to throw that out there per Pro Football Focus. Although they said Ayuk had a crazy good matchup. Last night, and that led me to playing Ayuk over Kittle, which didn't help my bankroll. But anyway, CeeDee Lamb, 29% target share, 35% air yard share. Jacksonville's been awful against the slot as of late, so 7,300 is just like perfect pricing, I think, for him. He's kind of outside that top chalk zone, but he's still chalky. But maybe he'll even come down some. But he's my guy this week. I don't know. What about Garrett Wilson, you guys?
He's finally up to 6K. Yeah. That's all they could do is 6K.
Zach Wilson's the quarterback. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he was a mortal lock if Mike White was still playing, right?
I would definitely like if Mike White was playing.
I think I might have to play some Lonnie Walker.
Yeah, get on board.
Get on there.
Yeah. Is Beverly so like it's Walker and James?
No, don't play Beverly.
Or Beverly and Davis.
Yeah, don't play Beverly.
Okay. That's enough for me.
All right, Bobby.
Take it away. So finally we get a Wilson at 6K price tag. He looks like a really good play, but Zach Wilson is now throwing into him. So I don't know if I want too much of that. Really like Chase. Think he's in a good spot. I think Godwin's in a good spot this week versus Cincinnati. I can see myself getting to him. The guy who I think is going to be on the winner this week, Chris Olave. JSU put it in my head. I think Chris Olave at 6,500 is going to be a fantastic play on the slate. Who else? I don't know. There's other guys. Chris Moore. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go back to Chris Moore as much at 4.2, but you kind of, there's like, it doesn't seem like there's a ton of value. So I don't know. I feel like you have to. AJ Brown, Mike Evans is at 62.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So everyone's saying 6,000 Garrett Wilson, and like nobody even cares
Mike
about
Evans
because I don't like Tom
6,200 Mike Evans.
But I like Mike Evans. I think 6,200. I don't know how you like that is way too cheap.
Who is Brandon Johnson?
Denver wide receiver. Why?
I think he's going to be more. He's going to get steamed up by Sunday. I don't know how much.
Is he still 3K?
Yeah,
he's 3K.
Yeah, probably because Hayton's out,
and we have no value.
Well, we do.
We
it's
got
Chris
the
Moore
guys.
in New England.
Yeah.
Who's up for the Patriots? Remember, guys, this is
Devontae Parker and Jacoby.
And possibly Jacoby.
Yeah, Jacoby.
Aguilar's going to be
possibly their best two running backs as well.
Well, yeah, their running backs are both questionable too.
Tyquan Thornton might actually be the play. Like he's gonna. I don't know.
Bad.
I just like these.
I think good football player.
I like these football player. I like these speedy, young guys who have upside. Like, and all of a sudden, like maybe this is their week to like break.
So
out.
I'm pretty positive he played the slot in college. So if you guys said that he played the slot versus the Cardinals the other day, it might be an easier transition for him. If he's more comfortable there, that might be where he's playing. He's just a good play from the slot. I would prefer him to Aguilar, man. Aguilar is just a tough roster for me.
Man, this 6K range though is loaded. I do like Mike Williams, Devonta Smith. I mean, I talked about Keenan, but if you play Herbert, you should have some Keenan Allen. Both Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. If I have to pick, it's Mike Williams for me. But you should have both if you're playing multiple teams and stuff like that with Herbert. And then Mike Evans, Devontae Smith, both guys that will get like very little ownership, and both guys I could see having big games. So I like both of those.
Who got downgraded? You know who got downgraded today?
Who?
DJ Moore. Could this be your Terrence Marshall?
Yeah. So he got an injury, and then they took him off the injury report, and then they added him back to the injury report. Is that what happened?
He practiced in full on Wednesday, and Thursday logged a limited, and Thursday, and then logged a limited Friday session. So, which is never a good sign.
That's not a good sign. Yeah, I mean, the problem with them is they just don't throw the ball a ton. But yeah, it would be either Terrence Marshall or Laviska Shenault who probably gets the bump. I don't understand Shenault because every time he catches the football, he looks decent. He breaks tackles and stuff like that, but they barely use him. I don't understand.
It's a classic example of short shaming. There's a lot of short shamers out there in the NFL.
How short is he? Is he short?
Yeah.
No, he's not. How short is he? There's no shot. He's like 5'8".
100%.
No shot. Bob,
remember when I thought you were over 6 feet tall?
Yeah, I do remember that. Actually,
I can confirm is not over 6 feet tall.
I've never said I was over 6 feet tall.
He's taller than
see,
I thought he was like here.
I thought JSU was like a young. I remember JSU was in like a box I was at with DK, and I didn't even realize that you were like a player. I thought you were like a freshman in high school. Maybe I don't even know like with someone. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't. Then I was like, oh, that kid was. Then I seen you on the RG show. I was like, oh, that kid.
I was clean cut, shaven. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Where are we?
Tight end. We're at tight end.
Kelsey, easy tight end play.
All right, keep going. Chig.
Yeah. Let me just pull up the position. I have to get out of NBA.
There's Dalton Schultz. There's Evan Ingram, who's apparently the best tight end in the game all of a sudden. 42. I can't believe he scored 42 for him. I mean, he just knew.
It was amazing. He scored 42 fantasy points.
There's no way. Imagine, like, after seeing Evan Ingram play for, like, the first 6 years of his career, would you ever think that, like, he threw up 43 fantasy points in a game? Like,
I mean, Giants fans had to be sick watching him just drop 42 or whatever.
Is Jordan Akins a tight end play with all these? You're the tight end. You're the Texans tight end guy, JSU.
I am not the Houston Texans tight end guy because
I played him the other week. I tried to
stop trying to figure out between these tight ends. Like it's too much. Like
I'd rather play Cade Otton if that's the case. But
yeah.
Is Braden or does it matter? It doesn't matter anymore.
I wouldn't. I just feel like Cade is like taking over.
Yeah.
We got my man Hooper.
What about Conklin?
Yeah.
Wilson might lean on the tight end.
I could see the Conklin play a little bit.
Tight end's pretty gross again.
That's a solid call, Bob. I like that.
What else do we get?
Goddard might be back.
Komet's probably a really good play, right? Like they're down a receiver. They're down
a ton of receivers. They're down their two main receivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Dolchitz against Arizona.
Yeah,
Evan Ingram going to be a complete X, right? Like, there's no way.
I mean, if you play Trevor Lawrence, you better have some Evan Ingram.
Hunter Henry's 3-3.
Yeah, I can get on. He and Komet are similar because there's a lot of with you'd think that he could pick up some target share, Henry.
Yeah,
but the thing is, are they going to pass?
Yeah.
Let me check out Pro Football Focus.
I can't believe Ramondre is actually going to play.
I'm stunned he's actually going to play. What about I mean,
all right, the best matchup advantage per Pro Football Focus. Number 1 by a mile is Travis Kelce. Number 2 is Gerald Everett. Number 3 was Kittle, who just smashed. Number 4 is Dalton Schultz. Number 5 is Higbee. Number 6 is Henry.
So what about for Billy Maker tournaments? What about someone like Noah Gray? 2,600, played 57% of the snaps last week. He's been used a little bit more. They're going up against Houston. Maybe they give Kelsey a little more of a breather here and there against Houston. I don't know.
Yeah, I can get behind.
And
I
he
like
looks
that.
good whenever I watch him play. Like he catches a few balls.
You know who looks
and
good
I'm
to me
oh,
too?
that's pretty good.
Justin Watson looks good to me when he plays. Like,
yeah, he's always the forgotten guy too. But yeah, I don't know.
that might be a way to play this game actually. But the thing is I know Sunday will come and I won't be clicking on them.
Well, it's tough to click, that's for sure. You'd have to be making a bunch of lineups. Is the problem too?
All right. Bobby, you got a hot tight end take, or do you want to just take it away with defense?
That's it. Let's get in. I have this defense. I've been thinking about this all show. What defense I was going to play, just so I'd have something ready for everyone. It's going to be the Detroit Lions.
Oh God, I love it. I love it.
There's playing the Detroit Lions versus Zach Wilson. Not stealing anyone's take or anything, but
no, this take is welcome to steal.
This take is original. Yeah,
right.
My only original take of this show.
God, I love that take.
I knew you would.
It's such a good take. I mean,
it's not like it's almost like you said it. It's almost like you said it.
It's perfect. No, I got. I'm not sharp enough to think of that one, but I love it. So I'm going to steal it from you, and that's going to be my defensive play on the slate. Is going to be them. So yeah, easy enough.
I got a different one for you guys.
Perfect.
What if I told you there was a defense that cost $2,800 that has put up at least 17 fantasy points in 3 of their last 5 games as a defense? Would that be something you might be interested in?
I like where you're going with this. Continue.
The Pats
against
the Raiders.
Carr will throw a pick or two.
Yeah.
This game's game's in Vegas, right? I got a.
Whoa, the Broncos are supposed to be mega chalk. I did not realize that.
It's because of McCoy.
Yeah.
And they're a decent D, but they're also that game's going to be disgusting.
2,700.
I mean, you could play Arizona D in that game too against Ripon. What's their price? They're 3,400.
34, which will keep their ownership lower probably.
Yeah, but they do like to pressure.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, favorite single entry stack. Large field.
JSU, you go.
So, for Million Maker tournaments, I just have a feeling this New Orleans-Atlanta game could have points in it. Could be a shootout. I think it's a really interesting game to stack. The young kid Ritter, if you play the quarterback from Atlanta, you probably don't have to run him back with anyone. You could just play him naked. He can run. So, that's easy because Atlanta is a tough team to pick out. Could obviously try and make Drake London work. I mean, he finally got 12 targets last game, which was nice to see. And who knows, maybe Ritter, that's who he tries to pepper and become, friendly with since, they're top picks from that team. So he could have a nice game. But then you got the other side with Kamara, Olave, Shaheed, who we love at 3,200. I think there's multiple ways to go. So I like this game. No one's going to play it outside of Kamara. I think most people looking at it is going to play either Kamara or Olave or maybe a one-off with London, but they're not going to stack this game up. That's for sure. And so if you stack this game up, you play Dalton with 2 receiving options, fade Kamara. That's going to be so low. This is definitely a Million Maker tournament play, but I think this game gets very little ownership outside of Kamara, Olave. So I like it for tournaments.
You ready,
Yeah.
Bobby? Or you want me to
I make you guys speechless
You can
there
go-
with that
No,
take.
we were just trying to, I was looking.
you guys
We were
are
trying to figure out
speechless.
who was gonna go next.
Wow. I don't
Kirky,
think
you
I've
go.
ever made you two speechless. I mean, you sat there for like 10 seconds just like,
I'll go. I'm going to go with chalky, but I don't care. I'm going to play Justin Herbert. I'm going to play it with Mike Williams. I'm going to come back with Derrick Henry. I'm going to then fade I'm going to hope that New England, both of these running backs are out so I can play either Strong or Kevin Harris. And then I'm going to play Jamar Chase in the flex and CeeDee Lamb and Chig. So I'm going to get all the wide receivers that have upside massive upside in my opinion, and I'm going to play it with Herbert, Williams, and Henry. And if we don't get the New England situation, I'm going to have to cheap somebody. So I'm going to probably have to go like Latavius Murray and Broncos D, or whatever D I can fit at that point. And I'll try to get Pat Stee in there with one of the cheap running backs. But that's my whole. I just made the whole lineup. And you can do that with one of the Pat's cheap wide receivers too. You're going to have to. There you go, Bobby.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to go to the Bengals side of the Tampa Bay game and go Burrow, Chase, run it back with maybe a Godwin. Brady isn't going to get there. Maybe one of his pieces.
6,200 Evans.
$6,200 Evans. Yeah, I'd like if Evans, Olave, and Chase are my receivers. I feel pretty good about that. So yeah, Burrow to Chase is going to be this game stack running back with a Tampa Bay guy.
Wait, is Keenan cheaper than Mike Williams? No, he's not. Okay, good. All right, that's a wrap. Friday night, we're all tired. We got NFL tomorrow. We got UFC tomorrow night. I'll give one pick for the homies. One play, and that's Sean Strickland in the main event. I just don't think Cannonier has
God,
the
you
body.
let me down last time out. Can you get it done for the boys?
What did I do? Oh, yeah, Strickland when he got knocked out because he fought like an idiot. Maybe he'll wrestle. Maybe he'll be smart and actually wrestle this time. But
who was it against? It was against
it was against
the really good
the guy who won, who just beat Izzy. It was Pereira.
Yes, yeah, Hill. Was it Hill?
Pereira.
Oh, Pereira. That's who it was. Oh my God, that
He's an idiot. If he decided to wrestle, he probably would have won the fight and be having.
I had like four parlays.
He'd be in the
him
title
in
shot,
it, and I would have won like 10K on each parlay. Literally, it was like a 40 grand. I just needed him to win in any which way possible. And dude just got went out. I was there. I literally was there. I was in the DK box there. I'm sweating it out. My brother's next to me. All 40K literally on this fight. I had him on all three of my parlays or whatever it was. Just boom, first what was it the first minute or something like that?
He was an idiot. He stood and banged, and he got caught with that left hook. I had that same situation where I was there, where that she was the biggest. If Amanda Nunes, when I was live last year, about a year ago, when Oliveira fought Poirier, if Amanda Nunes just won that fight as a minus 1,000 favorite,
I remember that.
I would have won 50 grand, but she lost the biggest upset. It was just terrible. Anyways, all right, that's a wrap. This has been the RG Run Pure Sports Tournament Takes podcast. A very tired Week 15 edition, but we will catch you back next week for Week 16. Thanks.